First of all, I offer pranams to our Gurudev, Om Vishnupad, Srimad Bhaktivedanta, Aranguez Maharajh, our Rupanuga Guru Parampara, all devotees, Dandavats, thank you for coming. So tonight is last night of Katha here in Trinidad. So we hope people don't go away empty-handed. They should take something. No. Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes, and also what is favorable for devotion should also accept, like becoming vegetarian, following Ekadasi, all these things, limbs of devotion. So last night, we a little bit heard Krishna's going to Mathura, Krishna liberating Kalyavan and giving so much mercy to his devotee Mochakunda. Afterwards, how Krishna transferred himself to Dwarka. Then he married Rukmini. Afterwards, he married Satyabhama, Nagnajit, Lakshmana, Kalindi. Eventually 16,108 wives. No? Someone may think that is impossible. For a human being is impossible. Even one wife, we become old very quickly. But Krishna's 16,108 wives, no old age for Krishna. Why? He is Param Purushottam, the supreme enjoyer. So, 16,108 queens, but each queen thought, Krishna is with me only. That is Krishna's Yogamaya, which makes the impossible possible. One time Narad Muni went to Dwarka, he wanted to see how one Krishna can be with 16,108 wives at the same time. So he went to Dwarka. It so happened he entered by chance into the palace of Rukmini. Then Krishna and Rukmini welcomed him, gave him puja. Then Narad Muni went into another house. He saw the same Krishna with a different wife. Indeed, Narad Muni saw 16,108 Krishnas performing 16,108 different activities. One house Krishna was sleeping, another house Krishna was taking lunch, another house Krishna was practicing sword fighting, another house Krishna was discussing politics with the Brishnis, another house Krishna was in disguise checking all citizens are doing Ekadasi, all citizens are following Varna and Ashram. In this way, Narad Muni saw 16,108 Krishnas. The expansions of Krishna are not like the expansions of the yogis. If one yogi does this, then all the expansions of the yogis also do this. They are not independent. But Krishna's all expansions, all independent. That is Bhagavan. One time Lord Brahma, he came to Dwarka to see with Sri Krishna. So the gatekeeper asked, please sir, you stay here. I will check Krishna is free to meet you. So when the gatekeeper went to Krishna, he asked, oh Krishna, Lord Brahma is here to see you. Then Krishna said, Brahma? Which Brahma? So the gatekeeper went, which Brahma are you? Then Brahma thought, are you crazy? There's only one Brahma, me. But actually every universe has a Brahma. Brahma is a position, Brahmapad. Every universe has a Shiva. Every universe has an Indra, Chandra, Surya, Vayu, Ganesh. So Brahma said, it's me, four-headed Brahma. Chaturmukh Brahma. So the gatekeeper allowed him in, and he did pranam. But Brahma saw what? Thousands and thousands of Brahmas. Some Brahmas with 10 heads, some with 100 heads, some with 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 million. Because this universe is very small. Brahma only has 4 heads. So imagine the size of the universe where Brahma has 10 million heads or 100,000 heads. And when all those other Brahmas bowed to Krishna, such a noise came from their ornaments and jewelry. 4-headed Brahma have to do like this. So much opulence. No? Therefore Krishna performing his Nada Lila. No? Krishna disguising himself in human form. Parabrahma Manusadat. Nideham Parambrahma. Parabrahma acting like human. But Krishna is not human, he is Parabrahma Janata Savaloka Maheshwaram. Krishna says, fools think I am human being. They do not know me as Parabrahma, the absolute truth, and Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, the controller of everything. No. Many people wonder. No. The devotees of Krishna sometimes seem poor. But the devotees of Kali and Durga and Shiva and Ganesh have so much wealth, so much money. So Parikshit Maharaj asked that question to Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami said it's true in some ways. Because the demigods fulfill desire, but the demigods not look if this thing is good or bad for the person. They not look. Like Ravan requests so much from Shiva, and Shiva give. But actually all those things were the cause of so much confusion, so much suffering for Ravan afterwards. So what is the proof? So Parikshit Maharaj, Sukadeva Goswami told this story. One time there was a demon called Bhasmasur. Oh. No. So he was doing Hare Krishna. He was doing big austerities to please Lord Shiva. Actually, what he was doing, he was cutting off bits of his flesh and offering into the oven. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. No, because this is one type of shraddha. This is tamasic shraddha. No, that give pain to you and to others. No? Many religions like that, they believe in God, but this faith is tamasic, ignorance. Like so many religions believe in animal sacrifice, or suicide bombings, or you kill him, your religion becomes stronger. So this tamasic shraddha, one type of shraddha, faith, but tamasic. So, Vritasur tamasic shraddha. So after cutting off all the meat on his body, still Shiva had not appeared. So finally he went to cut off his own head. He went to cut off his head and offer in the yajna. Then Shiva said, Haribol, don't do that. What you want, I will give you. So Shiva touched him, his body became again new. Then this demon began looking at Parvati. Parvati means Mahamaya, so beautiful. So Bhasmatho said, what this Baba needs such a beautiful wife for? If Shiva could be killed, then she could become my property, my wife. So she said, Boli Baba, you give me the benediction, anyone I touch on the head, their head will burn to ashes. And what Shiva do? Okay, that's what you want, take. Immediately Bhasmasur stretched out his hand to touch Shiva's head to kill him. Then Shiva became afraid because Shiva gave the benediction. So that man, Shiva began running and Bhasmasur began chasing. No matter where Shiva ran in the universe, he could not escape from Bhasmasur. Bhasmasur one step behind him. If all universe have problem, they go to Brahma. Sometimes even Brahma have problem, he go to Bhagavan. So sometimes even Shiva have problem. That time, what else to do? Hey, Bhagavan, save me. So Bhagavan Vishnu came in brahmachari form, meditated. So Shiva ran and Bhasmasur came 2-3 minutes later running. That brahmachari said, Ram Ram. The demon said, Ram Ram. The brahmachari asked, my dear sir, what you're doing? Why are you running so fast? Then that brahmachari, so sweet voice. So the demon becomes so much charmed. Actually, I'm looking for Shiva. Why? And Bhasmasura told the history. I want to touch Shiva's head and kill him. That brahmachari began laughing so much. Are you crazy? Who would believe Lord Shiva? Look at him. He have no clothes, no house. His ornament is some snakes, some ashes. How you can Shiva away smoking ganja and things? How can you believe him? Shiva is mad. And if you believe that benediction, you're also mad. And that demon became bewildered. Yes, it's true. What should I do? Then Krishna said, oh, very easy. Just touch your head and see if it works. No? If you feel your hand getting a little hot, take your hand away. So Bhasmasura, yes, feel any heat? No, go a little closer. Feel nothing, go closer. Nothing. He touched his head and died. His head burned to ashes. So sometimes people worship Shiva. Why? Shiva and Brahma, and some people worship Ganesh, or some worship Surya, Narayan, Chandra, Vayu. Many people worship many demigods. No? Bhagavatam says, if you want a good wife, worship Parvati. If you want to be a good singer, you worship the Gandharvas. If you want wealth, worship Kuver. If you want good children, worship these, that. So Krishna explains, Yas te ridada jana prapadyanti anya devata. Those persons who worship me, those persons who have many, many desires, they worship the demigods. Shraddhayan vitata, shraddhayoan vyodyatad. Krishna said they worship me but avidipurvakam. Krishna said they worship me but in the wrong way. No? What is the meaning? Hands, feet, these also ears, these also part of the body. They are not separate from the body. But if you want to give food to the hands and legs, where you give the food? Do you push it in the ear or the nose? Or no? If you want to give strength to the hands and legs, you feed the stomach. In the same way we said in the beginning of the class, Krishna has become everything, but everything cannot become Krishna. So Krishna has, you think Krishna's potency, Krishna's power, Krishna's energy, that is Shiva, that is Brahma, that is Ganesh, that is for the functions of the material universe. So the demigods are Krishna, not separate from Krishna. But worshipping the demigods is worship of Krishna in the wrong way. No? Avidi purvakam. Illegal. No? So just like if you want to water the plant, Achyutananda, no cell phone, thanks. If you worship the plant, where you put the water? On the leaves, on the branches? No, you put the water on the root. So Krishna is the root of everything. So if you worship Krishna, Yasmin Tusti Jagat Tusti. If you worship Krishna, everything is satisfied. Whatever the demigods give, Krishna can give, but what Krishna can give, the demigods cannot give. No. Only Krishna gives mukti, liberation. No one else can give liberation. There was one great devotee, his name Krishnadas Kaviraj. So his brother's name was Govindadas. And he was a great worshipper of Mother Kali, Durga. Great devotee of Devi. So he became very sick. He was about to die. Then his brother said, brother, why are you not worshipping Krishna? Time of death. So at time of he was dying, he said, no, Mother Devi will protect me. So time of death, he prayed to Devi. Then she came in his dream. What you want, my son? Oh, mother, give me liberation. She said, I cannot. Only Mukunda can give liberation. I cannot do that. Just like anyone who dies at Varanasi, Shiva comes in their ear. But what does Shiva chant? Ram, Ram. Shiva himself comes and chants Bhagavat Nam in the ear of the devotee there. Therefore Krishna explains in Gita, no need to worship the millions of demigods, just worship Krishna. Sarva dharma paritaja, mamekam saranam vraja. Just give up everything and worship me. Aham tvam papabhyo mokshishyami masucha. Krishna said, if there's any fault, any sin, I take responsibility for that. No. For that reason, those who worship the demigods, their hearts not become purified. Because the demigods also sattva gun, rajagun, tamagun. To become liberated, the soul has to cross beyond these three modes of nature. Devi hiya sugunamayi mama maya durataya mame vamye prapadyante mayamitam tarantite. Krishna says, O Arjuna, this maya of sattva gun, rajagun, tamagun, Devi hiya sugunamayi mama maya durataya. This is my maya, very powerful. Without Krishna's grace, no one can cross it. So all the demigods, some are sattvic, some are rajasic, some are tamasic. Then worship of the devas never give liberation to the jivatma. But Krishna, Sudha Sattvam Vasudeva Sattvitam. Krishna is Vishuddha Sattva. Vishuddha Sattva Sampan. Krishna made of pure transcendence. Parusha Prakati Para. Hari Hi Nirguna Shakshat Purusha Prakita Para. Sri Hari, Sri Krishna, he is the Nirgun Purush. And who worships him also becomes Nirgun, free from Sattva, Raja and Tamagun. There is no other way. No? So, those who, we also respect the demigods. If we respect them as Guru, there is no fault. Like we also fast the Vaishnavas, we also fast on Shivaratri. But what are we praying for? Hey Shiv Thakur, you give us Bhagavat Prem. You give us Krishna Prem. Why Krishna is so much attractive, even Shiva's attracted there. Shiva have no desire. But Shiva only have one desire, to taste Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes. We know that whenever Bhagavan appears in any avatar, Shivji always comes there to do some seva. No? So Shiva has seen all the leelas of Bhagavan. But one day Shiva developed a big desire. I want to serve Krishna like the gopis. The gopis love so much high. I want to taste that. But that is not possible because Shiva is a man. Purush Bhav. No? So he thought what to do. So he went to Yogamaya Purnamasi and prayed. Hey Devi, you quickly, I want to do some sadhan bhajan, I can get some position like the Braja Gopis. Then Parvati began explain, okay, you have to take initiation from Guru, you have to chant Harinam, do a Kadasi, do sadhan bhajan, then you can get that position. Shiva said, I have no time for all of that, you just give me some shortcut. So Purnamasi took Shivji and one other man, Asuri Rishi, one devotee, Asuri Rishi. No Asura, Asuri Rishi. No. So both of them went and Purnamasi ducked their heads in Brahma Kund. When you come to Vrindavan, you will see that Kund is still there, that pond. So Shiva went in as Shiv Baba. When he came out, he was Gopi, Gopeshwar. So beautiful. So Shivaji and Asuri Rishi both entered into Ras Leela. Millions of gopis were there. But when Krishna was dancing, Krishna said, I don't know, but tonight I not feel satisfied. I think there is some spy, some unqualified person has somehow entered this Rasamandal. So all gopis began looking. They found this new gopi. They grabbed him. Hey, what's your name? He could not answer. What's your name? My name is Shiva. My name is Kailashpati. No. So he kept quiet. What's your name? No answer. What's your husband's name? Shiva cannot answer. What's your mother and father's name? What's your seva? Shiva could not answer anything. Why? He had the body of a gopi, but not the mood of a gopi. Not the identity of a gopi. So the gopis, who are the gopis? They are Krishna's Shakti, Krishna's energy. They are so powerful. So the gopis grabbed Shiva, began to slap him. And Gopi is so powerful, Shiva could not escape. His cheeks became red. Then he prayed, hey Bhagavan, Rakho Saranam, Apto Jivata Hari. Hey Krishna, you save me. So Krishna said, no, gopis, don't beat him. This is not some demon. This is Mahadev, Shiva himself. Hari Ha Ekatma. Hari Ha Ekatma means so close, so dear. Like we say husband and wife, one soul. But actually husband and wife is two persons. They're not one person. Two persons, but heart is one. So Hari Ha Ekatma. Hari, Krishna, and Ha, Mahadev, one soul. Ekatma. Ekatma means very dear, very close to each other, very dear, very beloved. Therefore the Puranas say, Sudabhakta Sri Guru Sri Sri Vasya Bhagavat Saha. When the scriptures say Gurudev is Bhagavan and Shiva is Bhagavan, that Priyatmanaiva Manyate Yata. That is because Guru is very dear to Krishna and Shiva is very dear to Krishna. In that way, they also sometimes called Bhagavan. Who carries that Bhagavan in their heart, that person also one type of Bhagavan. No. So the gopis began slapping. Shiv prayed, no, Baba, Krishna, save me. That time Krishna said, this is not some demon, this is Shankar, Mahadev. Then Shiva began to weep and he fell at the feet of Krishna and the Braja gopis. He said, I thought I was so much qualified, but now my false ego is broken. I know no one can be like the gopis. So Krishna, I am not qualified for some place in Ras Leela. You give me some place outside. No? So when we go to Vrindavan, we go to the deity of Lord Shiva. Because Shiva is called Chetrapal, the guardian of the Dham, the guardian, like security guard. With his trident, Sattva Rajatama, he keeps out the unqualified jivas from Golok Vrindavan. No? So he has some, if you come to Vrindavan, you'll see Vamsivata is there, where the gopis and Krishna do Rasalila. And outside, there is the deity of Gopeshwar Mahadev. Gopeshwar means the gopis are his Ishwara, like his guru. So Bhagavatam described this so clearly, so nicely. No? Sometimes it seems great devotees fight against Bhagavan. No? Like you see in Mahabharata, Dronacharya, grandfather Bhishma Pitamaha. For some Leela, they are on the other side with the Kurus fighting against Krishna and the Pandavas. But they are devotees. No? In the same way, sometimes even Shiva, he fights against Krishna. No? That does not mean Shiva is against Krishna. This is for some pastime, some Leela. Shiva himself wants to show the glories of Krishna. Therefore, Bhagavatam described, there was one great person, his name was Banasur. Okay, Banasur. He had 1,000 arms. He also mentions another place, but that is another person with 1,000 arms, Sahasrarjuna, but he is a different person. So Banasur was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. He had 1,000 arms. So when Shiva would dance, that time Banasur would play the mridanga. So with 1,000 arms, you could imagine, very nice. So Shiva was very happy with his mridanga playing. What you call dolak. Dolak. So Shiva said, my dear Banasur, what benediction you want, I give you. So Banasur means a little bit of an asura. So he said, Prabhu, I have these 1,000 arms, but no one to fight against. No. Actually, he had some desire that Shiva would fight with him. No. But Shiva could understand his mentality. You wicked person. Therefore, I tell you, very soon there will be someone who will crush your pride. Many people, especially demons, asuras, what Prabhu gives them, they use against Prabhu. No? Like Bhasmasur, he want to kill Shiva. Many people like that. What the devas give, sometimes they use against. No, there's a story. there was one mouse in the village. He was always being harassed by one cat. So mouse went to Gurudev. Gurudev, please help me. What do you want? Gurudev, I want to become a cat. So Gurudev blessed him. Chua became a Billy. Mouse became a cat. So in a few days he was very happy. Then what happened? After a few days one dog began trying to get him. So the cat went to Gurudev. Gurudev, this dog always disturbing me. What do you want? I want to become a dog. So Gurudev blessed him. He became a dog. After a few days, one tiger was trying to catch him. Then the dog went to Gurudev. Gurudev, this tiger always trying to eat me. I feel too much afraid to go outside. What do you want? I want to become a tiger. So Gurudev blessed him. Now he's a tiger. Then he saw Gurudev was a little fat. So many vitamins. So he went to eat Gurudev. Then Guru became angry. You rascal, by my grace you become a tiger. And you want to use that against me? I curse you, Puna Musika Bhavika. Again become a mouse. So sometimes people get some blessings, some opulence, some qualities. But instead of becoming humble and using for seva, they use for some other thing. No? So Banasur was like that. He wanted to use what Shiva gave, he wanted to use against Shiva. No? So Banasur had a daughter. Her name was Usha. No? She was not married. So one day with her girlfriends, she was in one garden. She fell asleep, and in her dream, Aniruddha, right? Krishna's first son from Rukmini is Pradyumna. Pradyumna's son, Aniruddha. So in dream she saw Aniruddha. Means Krishna's grandson. But this also same like Krishna. Very handsome in the dream. He was embracing her and kissing her, something in the dream. Then the dream disappeared. She woke up and cried, "Oh my beloved, don't leave me." No. Sometimes people talk in their sleep. No? So all her friends began laughing. Haha, what is this? Who is your boyfriend? You're not married. How you can have any boy? So that time, this Usha, she had one friend named Chitra. Chitra was a bit of a not black magic, but she knew like mystic yoga and these type of things. No. So she said, I know every man in the universe. I can draw his picture. Chitra means painting, actually. So she began drawing all the men in the universe, the Gandharvas, the Charanas, the Siddhas, the lower planets, the Nagas, all this. So when she drew a picture of Pradyumna, then Usha became ashamed because this is father-in-law. And then she drew Aniruddha. Then Usha said, yes, this is the man I saw in my dreams. Oh, my friend, somehow arrange us to be together. I cannot live without him. So Chitra, who knew all type of magic power, she said, don't worry. So she went to Dwarka. But how can she enter Dwarka? Because Dwarka protected by Yogamaya. So she met Narad Muni. And Narad Muni gave her some mantra or something, how she can go in. She went in and picked up the bed of Aniruddha while he was sleeping and took it to Banasur city, unknown to anyone. She put that bed inside Aniruddha and Usha's room. Then they began like husband and wife. You know? Then the guards who were guarding the women's section, in great fear they came to Banasur. Oh Maharaj, please I beg you, don't be angry. We have not neglected our services. We make sure not even a male mosquito enters. We are very vigilant, very careful. But Prabhu, we don't know what's happened, but I think your your daughter has some man. Scandal, no? Just like you see some young girl, she gets married, how everything changed. Her body, her everything. So the God said, by her everything we can understand some man is there, but we don't know. We cannot think how it's possible. So Banasur, of course, father becomes so angry. So he came and kicked open the door of his daughter's section of the palace. And what did she see? Aniruddha who looked like Cupid himself. He have some garland, this garland again and again crushed against the body of Usha. And Banasura become astonished. How this possible in my own house? He ordered the guards to bind Aniruddha. But Aniruddha is Vishnu himself, Vishnu Tattva. Krishna's grandson, no? Like Balaram, Krishna's expansion. So this Aniruddha also like that, like Krishna himself. They are Krishna, but in the form, they are one expansion of Krishna, but they think we are the servant of Krishna. So Aniruddha stood up, he took one iron rod, he looked like Yamaraj. He began killing the guards. Banasura came, there was a huge fight. And by Krishna's desire, the desire of the Leela Shakti, Aniruddha was defeated. How possible? How possible? Krishna's Leela Shakti arranged like this. So Banasura bound Aniruddha and put him in one prison. Narad Muni immediately went to Dwarka. And Narad Muni told everything. Guru Maharaj said, Narad Muni always making some disturbance. Guru Maharaj said, if your household life is very peaceful, just invite Narad Muni for lunch. He'll make some disturbance, some problem. So Narad Muni told everything to Krishna and the devotees of Dwarka. They become very angry. They took a huge army to attack Banasura's palace. So Banasura also came out, and also Shiva came to support him. Why? Shiva is great devotee. He also so much Bhakta Batsal, because this Banasura like disciple of Shiva, and Guru always have too much affection for disciple. So he also fighting against Bhagavan for his own disciple. This too much interesting, no? So big fight was there. No? Krishna fighting with Shivaji himself, Banasura fighting with Balaram, no? Banasura's sons fighting with Ganesh, and Ganesh fighting with Pradyumna. Big fight with Shiv Sena and the Vishnu Sena. The big fight was there. So of course, who is Krishna? He is the source of everything, unlimited potency. So the Brishnis, the devotees of Dwarka, began to defeat everyone. Skanda was defeated, Ganesh was defeated. Everyone was defeated, and Krishna began. Krishna defeated Lord Shiva. Shiva used his weapon, and Krishna used his weapon. Shiva became weak. Shiva was about to be defeated. Shiva ran away. That time Banasura came, and Krishna fought with him, and with his Sudarshan Chakra, Krishna cut off 996 arms of Banasura. Only 4 were left. That time Krishna was about to cut off his head. So Parvati's one expansion came in front. She had no clothes. So Krishna, to avoid seeing some naked person, Krishna closed his eyes like that. And Banasura escaped for his life. That time Shiva prayed, "Oh Bhagavan, oh Krishna, you have defeated us. You always crush the pride. You always do what is beneficial for your devotees. So I beg you, don't kill Banasura, have mercy." So Krishna was very happy with Shivji. And also he called Banasura, "Come here. I say you keep your 4 hands. You will be an associate of Lord Shiva. And this way you also become very dear to me." So Shiva has his own place, that is Sadashiv. And Sadashiv, on his planet, what do they do 24 hours? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. There he always engages in Kirtan. No? So do not be confused. Who is Shiva? We say he is a great Vaishnava, a great devotee. It said, as Ganga is the best of the rivers. No? As Janardhan is the best of the Devas. No? As this Bhagavad Puran is the best of the Puranas. In the same way, Vaishnavanam Yathasambhu. Lord Shiva, he is the best of the Vaishnavas, the best devotee of Lord Vishnu. 24 hours, what's he doing? Meditating on the Super Soul. In his hands he has a japa. 24 hours he chants these names of Ram. Rama Rama Rameti Ram Nam Manoharam Sahasranam Tattulyam Ram Nam Samavritam. When Parvati in Ramcharitmanas, Parvati asked, what is the truth? What is the path of religion? What is Dharma? Then Shivji himself said in Ramcharitmanas, Sunuma Bhatavanubhavapana Satya Hari Bhaktiyar Sab Jagate Rasnapna. Oh Devi, hear my truth. Hear my realization. Hari Bhakti is the only true thing. Everything else is dream. Everything else is imagination. No? So Bhagavatam copy many of these topics the Bhagavatam described. One time Narad Muni came from Swarga. And Narad Muni had brought in Swarga some special trees are there called the Parijat. So Narad Muni brought one flower from Swarga and he gave to he gave to Rukmini. No? Actually, Guru Maharaj said that time Krishna was with 16,108 queens. So Narad Muni came and in front of all the queens, Narad Muni gave that flower to Krishna. Oh Krishna, please give this to your favorite wife. Then Krishna began to perspire. Oh, I do later. No, you do now. So one nature of Krishna. Krishna tells each of the queens, you are my most dear, you are my most favorite, you are my most beloved. So all queens thought, definitely Krishna will give this flower to me. But one flower cannot go to 16,108 different wives. So Guru Maharaj would say, Krishna, close his eyes and give to Rukmini. Immediately Satyabhama became angry. No? So she went. All ladies have one place of anger, right? When your wife's angry, where does she go? What does she do? So Satyabhama went to all this jewelry given by Krishna, she took and threw. This nice sari given by Krishna, she also threw that. She put in some old dress and crying. She's sleeping on the floor. Then Krishna came. Oh Devi, why are you so angry? Satyabhama, don't be angry. Why are you angry? Why you give that flower to Rukmini? Then Krishna said, I only gave one flower to her, but I promise I will give you a whole tree. So Satyabhama became happy. So Krishna went to Swarga. No? And Krishna asked Indra when he saw Bhagavan and Dandavat, Pranam, Arati, so much Pushpanjali, so big welcome. Krishna never go to Swarga. So Indra is so happy. Then Indra asked, oh Bhagavan, can I serve you? You have anything you need? Then Krishna said, I request you give me one tree from heaven. Then Indra became angry. No, what? These trees only for the Swarga Lok. They're not for Bhulok, earth planet. So Indra became angry, I won't give you. Like before, Indra tried to stop the Giriraj Puja. In the same way, Indra now tried to stop Krishna asking for one tree. Indra forget millions and millions of trees in the heavenly planets. Who gave them? Where they come from? This come from Krishna, no one else. So Sukadeva Goswami became angry at Indra. He said, fire on these demigods. Curse them, useless fellows. No? They are so much swartha, so much selfish. No? Because nature of Swarga, there also so much desire, so much envy. Also there is fear. That is not the place of perfect happiness. Even Indra have to die. No? All demigods one day have to give up their body. Again come to this earth planet. No? Krishna says, Brahma Bhuvana Loka Puna Avitiro Ajuna. This earth planet is called Karma Bhumi. Only earth planet is the place you can perform karma. Karma means some good activity. Dog, cat cannot do karma. In the heavenly planets, Indra, Devas, they cannot do karma. So Karma Bhumi, earth planet. And Karma Yoni means the human species of life. Only human species can do dharma. No? That's why it's said birth in India is considered the topmost. Why? Because there people know the Vedas and what is punya karma. You go Africa, you go China, you go Japan, no one know anything, Krishna, Smrishna, nothing. No? That's why it's said. No. Even the demigods pray to Bhagavan Vishnu, you please give me a human form of life in this Kali Yuga. And especially all species of life, it's considered, birth in India is considered the topmost. Because they have connection to the Vedic knowledge. Of course, so much watered down, so much diluted, but still, people there know what is pap, what is punya. They still know even today. I think all Hindus know chicken eating is wrong, but still doing that, who can say anything? They know everything, but don't do that is their choice, free will. So, even Indra, he not fulfill Krishna's desire. He become jealous of Krishna. Why I give my tree to Krishna? So big fight was there. All demigods came to fight with Krishna. All. Because Indra, he is Devaraj. He is king of all the devas. What Indra wants, everyone else have to do. So Krishna on the back of Garuda alone, he defeated all the demigods very easily. And by force, he took that tree and planted. No? Therefore, we should be careful not to be too much concerned. How much money I get, how much this. What you need, what you have, just be happy with that. Just be satisfied. Like oil on a fire. Lust is such a thing. No matter how much you have, you always want more and more and more. Then never become satisfied. So even Indra have this disease of lust. Even Indra we have bewilderment, moha, mad, matsarya, these things even in Swarga. Therefore the goal of Sanatana Dharma is not to go to Swarga Lok. No. That is also temporary. Therefore the goal of Sanatana Dharma is to go to Sanatana Dham. What is that? That's Golok Vrindavan. Where there is service to Krishna eternally. There is no birth, no death there in the spiritual world of Golok Vrindavan. Therefore the Gayatri says, Satyam Param Dhimahi. You should meditate on Sat. What is Sat? Om Bhur Bhuvaha Swa. Beyond Bhur Bhuvaha Swaga. Om Bhur Bhuvaha Swa. What is that? What is the meaning of Gayatri? Om Tat. That absolute truth is beyond Bhur Lok, Bhuvaha Lok and Swarga Lok. Beyond that. That is the Gayatri meaning. One name of Radhika, her name is Gayatri. And Brahma not mean Chaturmukh, Brahma Gayatri. Brahma means Bhagavan, no? Brahma Gayatri. So the goal of Sanatana Dharma, the goal of all this is not residence in Swarga, the heavenly planets. That is temporary. No? The goal of Sanatana Dharma, the Jivatma is Sanatan, eternal. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is eternal. The relation between the Jivatma and Bhagavan, the Paramatma, that is Sanatana Dharma. Guru Maharaj, to accept these three things as eternal, that person is a real follower of Sanatana Dharma. Bhagavan, Jiva, and Bhakti. Who accept these three things, that person is really practitioner of Sanatana Dharma. So, I don't want to speak too much, but really the worship of the devas, this cannot be Sanatana Dharma. When this universe finished, Brahma also dead, Shiva also finished, Ganesh, everyone, Kartikeya, everyone. Chandra, Vayu, all die, all finished. No. So the worship of the Deva, this is like one branch of Sanatana Dharma. But this is not the main root. The main root is only devotion to Bhagavan, nothing else. Otherwise, why Krishna says, Sadhava Dharma, give up all Dharma, come to me. This is proof in Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavatam give all this knowledge, which other scripture you read, you become confused. You become confused. Because other scriptures, some sattvic, some rajasic, some tamasic, gyan is there. But Bhagavatam have no material knowledge, that is only for the Paramahamsas. No? So if you study Bhagavatam, all doubt, everything finished. Clearly describe everything like the sun. It said those who have lost their vision due to the darkness of Kali Yuga, Puranako Danoditaha. Again, they can get light from this sunlight, sun-like Mahapuran. So Krishna defeat Indra, Krishna defeat also Shankar, but Krishna himself defeated by Mother Yasoda. So that is only by prema. So Krishna, so much to speak in 12th canto. So Sukadeva Goswami described that head which not bow to Bhagavan, that like the head of a snake, a head of a dead body. That tongue which not chant the name of Bhagavan, that's like the tongue of a snake. Like snake all night, what's he doing? Ak, 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 ak. He's calling the snake, I am here, come. That tongue which not chant the name of Radha Krishna, that tongue like the tongue of a snake. Those eyes which not see the deity form, like eyes on a peacock feather. Those ears which not hear Harikatha, those ears like ears on a conch shell. You look on a conch shell, also have like an ear, but no value. Therefore, real head, real hands, those hands which serve Bhagavan, real head which bows to him, real tongue which chants his name, real ear which hears his katha. And what is the example of such a devotee? Sudama Vipra. Sudama. But actually, Sukadeva Goswami not say his name. In Vedic culture, we should not say name of, like wife should never say the name of husband. Okay, he said if wife says the name of husband, husband dies young. No. You see in India that wives never say name of husband. Name of guru also should not be chanted. No. When someone too much asks, who is your guru? Who is your guru? Om Vishnupad Sastatata Srishiman Bhaktivedanta Aranguez Maharajh. So Sukadeva Goswami talk about, but he never say the name of Radharani or Sudama Vipra. These two. He not say the name of Radharani once. He also not say the name of Sudama. Therefore Sukadeva Goswami never said he was poor. Who have Krishna, he is not poor. He is the wealthiest person. So, but it seemed externally he had no money. He was Brahmin. Brahmin should not work job. Any Brahmin who says, I am doctor, lawyer, this is cheater. He means he become a Sudra again. Sudra work for other person. Brahmin not work for anyone. Brahmin have 6 activities. To do puja, engage others in puja. To teach the Veda, to hear the Veda. To give charity, to receive charity. These six ways Brahman can live. But by arrangement of Bhagavan, Sudama, no money. He go out collecting what he collect. He maintained his wife and children. So he was very thin, very thin. He's not like us. Every day we're having 5 sabjis and dal puri and all these things. He's not like us. Very thin he was. So when his wife, her name was Shushila, when she saw her husband very thin, no good cloth, she becomes so much sad. So again and again she asked her husband, "Oh Brahman, I heard Krishna give himself to the devotee. What to speak of any material thing? Therefore Krishna is known as Go Brahmanya Hitaya, Go Brahmanya Hitayacha, Jagat Hitaya Govinda, Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha." Krishna have two qualities. Krishna always so much kind to the Brahmins, and Krishna so much kind to the cows. These two. So please you go. I heard Krishna is your friend. Sudama and Krishna knew each other from Gurukul. When Bhagavan comes to this world, Bhagavan also accepts a guru. Right? Everyone must have a guru. When Krishna came, Krishna also had a guru, Sandipani Rishi. When Lord Ram came, Lord Ram also had a guru. No. Vashishta Rishi. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he also had a guru, Ishwapuri. When Nityananda came, he also had a guru, Balaram. Balaram also had a guru, that was Sri Madhavendra Puri. But these days, many people, they say, I am Krishna, but they have no guru. No? This is one cheating. To Krishna teach us, everyone must have guru. No? Otherwise, if Krishna didn't have a guru, what would everyone say? Hey, Krishna didn't have one, why I need one? So again and again, his wife said, you please go to Dwarka. Krishna must give you something when he sees your condition. But Sudama, he have no desire, no material desire. No. But again and again his wife is asking, so after some time, Sudama began to think, yes, why not go to see Krishna? After all, to see Krishna is perfection of life. So one day he thought, chalo, I will go to Dwarka. So if you come to visit anyone, you should bring some gift. So, but Sudama's house have nothing to give. Guru Maharaj said, no mouse live there. All mouse migrate, like all Venezuelans come to Trinidad because nothing to eat. So all mouse migrate from Sudama's house to other neighborhood because nothing in that house, nothing to eat. So Sushila, she went and begged 4 handfuls of rice. She wrapped in some cloth, and Sudama Vipra kept here, some say here, because no pocket, no kurta. And as he was walking to Dwarka, he too much remember. Govinda mera hai, Gopala mera hai, Govinda mera hai, Govinda mera hai, Gopala mera hai, Govinda mera hai, Gopala mera hai. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dina Daya.
Jai Govinda,
Jai
Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dina
Daya. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dina Daya.
Jai Govinda,
Jai Gopal,
Keshava Madhava Dina Daya.
Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya.
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 Radha Ramana Hari Govinda 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 Jaya Jaya.
Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya.
Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Jai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
So, as Sudama walked to Dwarka, he too much remembered Krishna. So, when he came to the city, then Krishna has 16,108 palaces. You could imagine the opulence of the city of the Supreme Lord. Right? Like when guys from Trinidad go to New York, what they do? From guys from New York go Paris. So imagine the city of Krishna. So Sudama looking, and by some arrangement, he directly entered into the house where Krishna was with Rukmini. That time the guard stopped him. Hey, come on. Who are you? What do you want? Because he looked like a beggar. No shoes, no turban, no kurta, Only his dhoti full of holes. Sudama very thin. You can see all the bones on his body. No? So he looked like some beggar. What you call here? Homeless. Something like that. Hey, what do you want? Where are you going? The guard asked. I am the friend of Krishna. Then God thinking, come on. How he can be the friend of Krishna? Look at him. Then God remembered, no, it could be possible. Because, hey Krishna, Kuruna Sindhu, Dinabandhu, Jagatpate, Gopika, Gopish, what is it? Hey Krishna, Kuruna Sindhu, Dinabandhu, Jagatpate, Gopisha, Gopika, Kanta, Radha, Kanta, Namostate. Dinabandhu. That person who have no friends, Krishna is their friend. Krishna is so much famous as Dinanath, Dinabandhu. So God thought, it could be possible. It could be possible. Krishna is so much kind. Krishna not look high birth, beauty, wealth, knowledge. Krishna only look affection. Only look bhakti. So he went in, he asked Krishna, oh Krishna, one Brahmin has come. He says he is your friend. His name is Sudama. As soon as Krishna heard name Sudama, he stood up and ran, and again he embraced Sudama. It said Krishna give happiness to the whole world. Right? Anyone remember Krishna, they become happy. Why? Krishna is made of Ananda. He is Ananda Surup. The Vedanta Sutra said, Anandamoya Abhyasat. You should search for that Anandamoy Purush. So anyone who remember Krishna become happy. Anyone who serve Krishna become happy. But when Krishna embraced Sudama, Krishna become happy. Krishna began to weep. This is proof that the body of Sudama is not material. No? Otherwise, how can he give happiness to Krishna? Even rice and dal and bindi and palak, and when we offer this to Krishna, it becomes spiritual. So the devotee who fully surrendered to Krishna, their body is not considered material. No. That's why our Guru Parampara, we can put them on the same level as Krishna. No. Therefore, Vaishnav Deha Prakrita Kabunai, the body of a Vaishnav is never to be considered material. No. So Krishna took Sudama's hand, and the same bed where Krishna sit with Rukmini, Krishna put him there. Krishna began to wash his feet using own tears and own cloth. He ordered Rukmini and Satyabhama, fan him, because he come from a long way. At that time, no air conditioning, no fan. So Satyabhama and Rukmini fanning Sudama. Then all the palace residents become astonished. They never seen like this. All the demigods, when they come to Krishna, they do pranam, they bow. They do namaskar. First time they seen Krishna like that to anyone. Then Kimananya Kritam Punja Avadutena Bhikshana. They said, who is this Avadut, like beggar? What activities has he done? Why Krishna is worshipped by all the devas, but Krishna is worshipping this person? Everyone pray to the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi. Everyone pray to the goddess of fortune, please give your glance to me. But the goddess of fortune personally serving this Brahman. Who is he? Who is he? Where he come from? What he did? Everyone become astonished. Then Sudama thinking, does Krishna really remember me? No. You know what it's like when we meet someone and you forget completely who they are, but still you pretend to remember who they are. So Krishna thinking, maybe Krishna like this. So many years I not saw Krishna. Krishna have millions and millions of devotees. Does Krishna really remember me? Or maybe Krishna does this to all Brahmanas? Sudama was thinking. Krishna is the Chaitya Guru, super soul. Krishna could understand Sudama's doubt. So Krishna joking with Sudama. Oh Sudama, after Gurukul, did you marry? I know Sudama you have no desire. But still, even people who have no desire, they still act and work in this world to give example to others. Just like me, Sudama, Krishna said. Sudama said, yes, I married one lady. Then Krishna said, what type of friend are you? You not invite me to the wedding? Then Sudama laughing, come on man, you had 16,108 marriages. I not got one invitation. Like friend, they begin laughing and joking because both had same guru. After Krishna killed Kamsa, then Krishna took Upanayan, Krishna took Diksha. Immediately Krishna went to Ujjain, South India, with Balaram. And 64 days, they learned 64 all arts from Sandipani Rishi. All languages, how to talk to birds and animals, all disguises, how to play all instruments, even playing instruments on water, politics, painting, decoration, hairdressing. Many in 64 days they learn every cooking. Krishna Balaram also learned all these things, how to cook, how to serve guests, 64 things. So same guru. So in the Vedic culture, guru is like father who have same guru. This is like Guru Bhai, God brother, God sister. So Sudama and Krishna are like brothers. So much they're laughing and joking. Then Krishna said, oh Sudama, you remember one evening, Guru Ma, the Vedas have 7 mothers. The wife of Gurudev also considered one mother. Your own mother, stepmother, the nurse, the queen, the cow, and the earth. These are 7 mothers. No? So one time Guru Ma asked, oh boys, I want to cook but no firewood. You please bring some firewood. No? So Krishna can make millions of universes, but still to give example how he did Guru Seva. Krishna taking one axe with Sudama, holding his hand, they went to the forest to cut some dry wood. They piled that wood on their heads, but then big storm came, unseasonable storm. High winds, heavy rain. Okay, Janardhan, like heavy eyelids. Heavy rain was there. But Krishna and Sudama not put the wood down because then it become wet. So all night they stood under one tree with this firewood on their head, holding each other's hand. They could not find their way back to the ashram. So dark, so heavy rain. So early in the morning, Sandipani Rishi. Actually, Guru Maharaj said Sandipani Rishi was devotee of Shiva. Because who else could try and become the guru of Bhagavan? No devotee could do like that. But must be afterwards he changed. No? Like Vashishta Rishi. No, before Vashishta Rishi was Advaitavadi. Advaitavadi means they do not believe there's any difference between the soul and the super soul. No, like Ram Krishna Paramahamsa, so many are there. Sai Baba. They believe all are God. I'm Krishna, you're Krishna, everyone's Krishna. This is called Advaitavad. No, mostly they pretend to follow Sankacharya or like this. They do not believe when the soul achieves liberation, the soul is different from God. No. But actually the soul is always different to God. No. So Vashishta Rishi was like that, but when Ram and Lakshman came to Janakpur for the marriage competition of Sita, that time for the first time Vashishta Rishi saw Ram and Lakshman. So much beautiful, so handsome. So Vashishta Rishi asked, hey, tu balak, ati anuragi, bharosa mam brahma sukatyagi. Who are these 2 boys? So handsome, so beautiful. They attract my mind away from liberation. Means Vashishta Rishi become devotee. No, he accept Prem is the highest thing, service to Bhagavan. No? So before Vashishta Rishi wrote one book that is called Yoga Vashisht. We should never read that book even in dreams. Don't look at that book even in the bookshop. Because that was written by Vashishta Rishi before he understand who is Ram as the Supreme Lord. No? So many people become, Krishna is so much handsome, so sweet, so kind. Krishna attracts the souls even from liberation. Mukti kohe Gopal se mera mukta batave. Gopal bole Brajaraj mustak pagar mukta mukti lugai. Even liberation came to Vrindavan and asked Krishna, "Oh Krishna, I liberate everyone, but who will liberate me? Who will liberate me from liberation?" Then Krishna said, "You take some dust of Vrindavan, put on your head, this will liberate you from liberation." No. After liberation comes devotion. Mukti hitvanyatam rupam svarupena vivyasati. No. After liberation, the soul gets a spiritual form and serves the spiritual form of Bhagavan. Mukti api lilanam vigraham Bhagavan bhajante. He enters, the soul then becomes qualified to enter and serve in the pastimes of Bhagavan. So very important things. So, Krishna also serving Gurudev. Because who give this devotion, how can you ignore? Who gives service to Krishna? Gurudev gives. Krishna does not give service to himself. Only the devotee gives service. If you ask Krishna, give me bhakti, give me devotion, Krishna will say, I can give everything else, but I cannot give devotion. Only my devotee gives devotion. No? What Krishna knows about serving? Nothing. He's Bhagavan. Who teaches us about service? That is the devotee. Therefore, prakasamanti gurum puja tatascha yavam mamachanam. Before you worship Bhagavan, you have to worship Gurudev. So Krishna also doing all this to teach us. No? He is Jagat Guru. That Krishna not give example, who will give example? So Krishna also cutting firewood, doing all this to teach us. Then in the morning, what's his name? The Guru, Sandipani Rishi. He came out early in the morning because Krishna and Sudama not came home all night. Oh Krishna, oh Sudama, where are you my boys? Come, come. Sudama, Krishna, come, come. Come my boys, where are you? Gurudev, we are here, we are here. When Gurudev saw Krishna and Sudama, Gurudev's heart fully melt. My dear boys, so much you sacrifice for me. This body is the most dear to everyone, but this body used for my service, I am very happy with you. So Sandipani Rishi blessed to Krishna and Sudama. So Krishna and Sudama all night, they are talking so much, remembering. No, maybe sometime they have 20-year reunion at a school or 15-year. I have not gone, but I heard so much funny remembering, remember this, remember that. So Sudama and Krishna, too much talking, too much friendship. Then Sudama looking, Krishna's all wealth, Krishna's opulence. How can I give my flat rice? What do you call it here in Trinidad? What do you call it? Flat rice you have here? No, flat rice. Huh? Huh? Flat rice. It's not good, is it? Not, I don't like also, no? Anyhow, you put too much masala, peanuts, coconut, then it have some taste, no? So Sudama looking, how I can give this? Also Sudama carrying here in his armpits, so some flavor coming, some smell. This is also no good quality because he got by begging, bhiksha. So he looked at all Krishna's wealth, everything gold, everything jewels, pearls, ivory, silver. Because God's own house, God's own palace. He looking, how I can give this to Krishna? So Krishna could understand the mind of Sudama. So Krishna said, from Bhagavad Gita, this verse, same verse, Patram pushpam tvaya poyam yama bhakti prayachate. Oh, Sudama, even my devotee gives me a very small thing, even a leaf, water, fruit. I become so much happy. I cannot believe you came here without bringing me anything. You must have given some gift. But Sudama became more ashamed and more ashamed. Then Krishna knows he has come here, but he has not asked for anything. Only because of his wife he came here. no, to ask something. So I have to take something of Sudama. So Krishna reached here and pulled that flat rice. The cloth burst. Krishna took one handful. Krishna began to take another handful. Then Rukmini caught his hand. Prabhu, come on. But Rukmini did by eyes, eye message, Morse code by eye. She said, Krishna, you take one handful means everything we have belong now to Sudama. Everything. So if you take another handful, we have nothing left to give him. Then Rukmini and Krishna also have to go on the Samkatori, give donation. We have nothing left to give. For that reason, Rukmini stopped Krishna from taking a second handful. But externally she said, Krishna, this is not, oh my husband, this is not fit for you. Externally she said something, but inside she have another meaning. So Krishna eat, oh, very nice. This is my favorite. Long time I not had. Anyway, so all night Krishna and Sudama talking. Krishna gives Sudama all type of food, puri, sabji, dal puri, many things. They talked all night. No? Then in the morning, Sudama left. But Krishna not give him anything. Krishna not even give him $10 for the ferry taxi back home, nothing. No? But Sudama is so much satisfied. And Sudama also not ask Krishna for anything. Krishna tested him to the last minute. No? But Sudama walking home, Sudama fully satisfied, fully happy. No? Why Krishna not gave me anything? He thought, Krishna knows I am very weak. Krishna knows if I get some wealth, I will forget him. No? Like, imagine Pradyumna, if Pradyumna won the lottery at lunchtime, do you think Pradyumna would come here to the lecture? No. It's because we have so much, We are like that. If Krishna give us too much wealth, we forget Krishna. Who needs Krishna Smrishna? I have so much now. So Sudama thought that if Krishna not gave me, how you know Pradyumna? How you know him? Huh? You know him. That's why they're laughing so much. They know it's true. But Sudama is so happy. Krishna not give anything. Why? Krishna knows. If he gives me wealth, I will forget him. So Krishna is so kind. He not give anything which is bad for me. No? Then he thought, but actually Krishna give me anything. Kwaham darida papayam, kwaham Krishna sriniketanam, brahma bandhu atismaham, bahubhyam parirambitaha. What Krishna not gave? Krishna keep Lakshmi on his chest, but that same chest, Krishna embraced me. So he gave me position like Lakshmi. Even Balaram cannot enter the internal section of the house where Krishna stays with Rukmini. Even Balaram cannot go there. But Krishna took me there. I am not even a Brahmin. No, Sudama is so humble. Sudama thinking, Brahma Bandhu. I am just the relative of a Brahmin. Because Brahmin have so many qualities. Brahmin have perfect control of mind, perfect control of senses. Brahmin cross anger, lust, greed. Brahman so kind, so knowledgeable, so Sudama so humble. I am not even Brahmin. But my father was a Brahmin. I am relative of a Brahmin. So kwaham dridda papaya. Who am I? I am very poor. Someone who is very poor means last life, no good activities. Then so poor this life. If you eat chicken this life, what's going to happen to you next life? Think about it. No, if we do good activities this life, next life we have good result. If this life we are suffering, why is suffering? Some bad thing we did in the past. So Sudama is so humble. He's not thinking I'm great. No, I'm poor. Why? I must have done many bad things. Kwaham daridra papayam kwaha Krishna sriniketanam. Who am I? Useless. And who is Krishna? The Lord of the goddess of fortune. But bahubhyam pariramati. Krishna embraced me like a brother. Krishna give me a place like Lakshmi on his chest. No? All the devas worship Krishna, but Krishna worshipped me. So Sudama fully happy, fully satisfied. No? So he not become angry. Why Krishna not give me $10? Nothing. Fully satisfied. He went home. And there, when he got home, what did he see? His grass hut finished, and there was one huge condominium. No? Huge, like from Dwarka. Same opulence, maybe more. He saw this 10-story building everywhere, AC, everything. Then Sudama, what is this? What has happened? He saw so many gardens full of peacocks, what's this, doves, peacocks, cuckoos, so many lilies, lotus flowers, cool breeze, nice gardens. What is this? What is this? He saw one very beautiful woman who looked like Lakshmi herself. She come and she touched Sudama's feet. Who is that woman? His wife. Krishna changed everything, but he changed Sudama last. Otherwise, his wife would not have recognized him. So Krishna planned everything. So she touched Sudama's feet. Sudama also became like a demigod. Oh, then he understood, what is this? Oh, Krishna give me this. Krishna give me something. No? But why Krishna gives secretly? Why Krishna gives secretly? No? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives example. The farmers rely on rain. So the farmers worship the rain clouds by doing yagya and ghee and grains and incense and fruits. So the cloud feels so much ashamed. This farmer giving so much to me, and what I giving to him? Just water. That's why when the farmer's sleeping at nighttime, the rain rains at nighttime, because the rain cloud feels shame. Farmer give me so much, I'm not giving anything in return. In this way, Krishna gave secretly to Sudama, because Krishna feels shame. Sudama give me so much affection. No? And what I giving him in return, I cannot repay him properly. In that way, Krishna gave secretly. No? So all Krishna's dealing is so sweet and so attractive. So Krishna stayed in this world 125 years. But as Krishna has appearance, he also have disappearance. No? So this disappearance pastime of Krishna, this is called Mohini Lila. Mohini means cheating, bewildering. No? Remember when the demigods and demons churned the ocean of milk? Many things came, one pot of nectar. That time the demons stole the pot of nectar. And they were saying, Aham Purvam, I will drink first. Then my name will come first. Who drank nectar first? This demon, me. So all demons were fighting. I will drink first, I will drink first. That time Bhagavan came disguised as a woman. That is Mohini Murti. So beautiful. When all demons saw her, they become bewildered, enchanted, mad. They forgot everything. Mohini said, oh boys, you give that nectar to me, I will distribute. So first she distributed nectar to the demigods. But she always looking back at the demons. Don't worry. Like when you get dal, the thin dal on the top and the good dal is on the bottom. So Mohini going, just the thin nectar I'm giving to the demigods. But the juicy nectar I'm keeping for the demons. But she not kept everything. She distributed everything. In this way, Mohini cheat the demons and give mercy to the devas. So Krishna's disappearance lila also same. By this lila, Krishna give mercy to the devotee and he cheat the non-devotee. It said one day there was a big religious meeting in Dwarka. So many sadhus came like Vishishta, Valmiki, Narad, Asit, Devala, Durvasa, who else? Augusta Rishi. All big famous sadhus came. That time, Krishna had 16,108 wives. Each wife had 10 sons, 1 daughter. They had married. So Krishna's dynasty was millions and millions. Then one day, Samba. Okay? Krishna's first son, Pradyumna, his first son, Aniruddha. Aniruddha's son, I think, was Samba. Disguised himself as a woman. what doing, no? Putting some pillow here, covering face like sari. And with his friends they went and they made fun of the sadhus. Oh sadhus, you know everything, past, present, future. Please tell us whether this beautiful young girl with eyes like a deer, who is now pregnant, will she give birth to a boy or to a girl? But there was no boy or girl. They are cheating, no? Sometimes we think, oh, sadhu, Gurudev don't really know everything. No, he know about Bhagavan, but this world thing he don't know. Sometimes people think like that. But one who knows, he knows everything, no? So we should not make that mistake. Also, many people, Krishna also angry, why many people pretend, I am Gopi. You see them when you come Vrindavan, you'll see they shave 5 times a day. They put on lipstick and they do like this, no? In the future, these things will come, Krishna will show. False devotees, pretending devotees, no? So Durvasa Rishi become very angry. Durvasa. You rascal. She will not give birth to a boy or to a girl. She will give birth to an iron club which will destroy your whole dynasty. Then they looked, really. Samba gave birth to iron club. No. So Ugrasen, the king of Dwarka, he not told Krishna. He said, everyone, don't tell anyone. This is our mistake. No? So without telling Krishna, he tried to destroy that club. They grounded until the iron filings they threw in the ocean. But one piece could not be destroyed. That was one like triangle shape. They threw that in the ocean. One fish swallowed that big piece of club. And the little iron filings were pushed by the waves to the beach, to the holy place called Prabhas Ketra. So they looked, Krishna himself could have cancelled the curse of Durvasa Rishi, but he did not. No? Because Krishna wanted to show, even my devotee do some wrong thing, I give punishment. No? We cannot think, oh, I'm a devotee of Krishna, I do whatever I like. We cannot think like that, no? Like some devotee, even very dear to Krishna, do wrong. Krishna always give punishment. Krishna always do some good thing for him. No? Sometimes we say, mother like blind. Oh, whatever my son does is good. But Krishna is not like that. No? So even though Krishna had power to cancel the curse, he did not do anything. So what happened? Now many bad things were appearing because Kali Yuga was approaching. Wives begin to cheat husbands. Husband began to drink beer and eat all these horrible things. Neighbor began gossiping, stealing from each other, cheating in business. Brother began to cheat brother. Sister began to cheat brother. All this thing going on because Kali Yuga now coming. So Krishna could see all these inauspicious signs in the population, also in the nature. So Krishna suggested, I think we should all go to the holy place and do some meditation, some yajna, give some charity, to become free from the evil influence of this time. So all the kings, all the soldiers, all the citizens went to the holy place of Prabhas. No? And they began drinking. No? So Yudhisthira was perfect devotee, Yudhisthira Maharaj. But Yudhisthira Maharaj showed, if you gamble, you lose everything. That is for us, instruction for us. So Krishna's dynasty showed, if you take drugs, alcohol, you also lose everything. Your brain, your intelligence, everything you lose. They began drinking. And when people are drunk, what they do? Last night we could hear, hey, right? Rajesh, how much you hear? You must hear everything in your house, right? This side bar, bar. People drunk, they fight because they lose their brain, lose their intelligence. No. So they began abusing each other. And some survivors of the Mahabharata war were there, like Satyaki, the disciple of Arjuna. No, Pradyumna was there. Also, the Guru Parikshit, what was his name? The survivors of the Mahabharata war, what were their names? I cannot remember now, I forget now. What were their names? Anyway, Satyaki was there, Pradyumna was there. Huh? Kripachari, yes, and there was one more. Kripachari and one more. What was his name? I cannot remember, but some were there who survived Mahabharata war. So they're drunk. No, they began abusing Satyaki. Remember Satyaki? He was unconscious and Arjuna, Buddhastravas was going to kill him, and Arjuna chopped off his arm when he wasn't looking. Then Buddhastravas went into meditation and Satyaki chopped off his head. So someone abused Satyaki, great guy, you were a big hero. Satyaki had one arm and was doing meditation, you killed him. And Satyaki became angry, began abusing. Kripacharya, you killed the 5 sons of Draupadi. Then, when people the first punches are by words, the next one is this. They took weapons, began fighting. Then some attacked Pradyumna attacked them, everyone began fighting. They're so mad because drunk, they even tried to kill Krishna and Balaram. So everyone became mad, everyone fighting. Then no weapons because they went to a holy place. So they took these grass reeds. These pieces of iron from the club had gone in the grass. They'd become like thunderbolts. Empowered by the curse of Durvasa Rishi, these things became hard. They began killing each other. In 48 minutes, all Krishna's dynasty was destroyed. Everyone, except Uddhav, Krishna, Balaram, and Krishna's chariot drawn. But everyone else finished, destroyed. Afterwards, it seemed Balaram also died. Balaram disappeared into himself. Krishna was alone. That time Krishna spoke the 11th canto to Uddhav. But finally, after speaking everything, Krishna was sitting under one banyan tree with his foot like this. One hunter, he had caught the fish in the ocean which swallowed the piece of the club. He made that to an arrowhead. He saw Krishna's foot, which looked like the foot of a deer. He pierced Krishna's foot. Externally, it seems Krishna died. They took his body to Dwarka, cremated. This is Mohini Lila. Really, Guru Maharaj gave answer. Really, Krishna died by one arrow in the foot? Come on. In the Mahabharata war, huge, like Karna, Duryodhan, grandfather Bhishma, Dronacharya, big persons, they could not even give one cut on Krishna. And Krishna now killed it by one arrow? Impossible. Also inside Krishna is the entire creation. If Krishna died, that means the whole creation finished. So this is cheating of Krishna. This is the Mohini Lila. Krishna not died, but Krishna did like this, so the foolish non-devotees, the asuras, what's the use of so much Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna? Krishna also died, look, it's there in Mahabharata. But actually Krishna never died. This is one cheating Lila. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur give one example. One time there was one magician family, husband, wife, and 2 sons. They did a big magic performance for the king. So much juggling, so much dancing. So the queen was so happy. She took off her own necklace and gave to the mother, the wife of the magician. One son said, "Give that to me." The other son said, "No, mother, give to me." "No, mother, you give to me." The 2 boys began fighting. They took a knife, the other boy took a knife, and both killed each other. Stabbed in the heart. Both boys dead. Then the queen, you can imagine, the husband, "My both sons dead." He took a sword, cut off his head. Then the queen, what's her name? The wife, the magician, "Oh, my son's dead, my husband dead." She took a knife and killed herself. All were dead. Then all the audience, everyone like shocked, horrified. Then next day the king got a letter. "O king, you gave us donation for the first magic performance, but not the second." They followed the address, they came, they saw a husband, wife, 2 boys laughing. This was the magic show. The Guru Maharaj said, even a human magician can do like this. Bewilder the audience, what to speak of Bhagavan's Maya. So actually there was no fight, no war, no killing. This all to bewilder the non-devotees. No. But Krishna actually in his original form, his original body, went back to the spiritual world. In this way, Krishna gives so much mercy to this world. So of course, we cannot speak everything in just 5-6 days. But anyway, this 10th canto like an ocean of nectar. Nam Sankitanayasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranava Dukkha Samnas Pranamami Hari Param. This chanting of the name of Krishna destroy all sins. Nam Sankitanayasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam. This chanting of Harinam, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This destroy all inauspiciousness, all ignorance, all suffering, all misery destroyed by these sun-like Mahamantra. If you feel weak, you chant these names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This will destroy all ignorance automatically. Worship Tulsi, do a courtesy. Try and hear about Krishna's pastimes. Then your human form of life can be successful.